I've just got home. 12 days away and 10 days of silence and meditation. That was not what I expected. But hold on, let's start from the beginning. Vipassana means to see things as they really are. Rediscovered by Gautama Buddha more than 2,500 years ago to teach us the art of living. This technique aims for the eradication of mental impurities and the highest happiness of full liberation. For 10 days to abstain from killing, stealing, sexual activity, lying, and any intoxicants. So, in 10 days did I achieve enlightenment? What do you guys think? So actually on day 0, the day we arrive, we give away our valuables, we turn our phone off, we give it to them. We don't see these things for the next 10 days. And the evening of day 0, the noble silence begins. This means no talking, no eye contact, no hand gestures, no nothing. And so it began. The schedule for every day was 4 a.m. We'd wake up to the sound of a gong. Everyone had to get up. And then after this, it's just a heap of meditation, some time to walk, some time to eat. And if you have any problems, you can sometimes talk to a teacher. Every day there was 3 one-hour group sittings. Everyone would meditate together. And after a few days, these turned into sittings of strong determination. In the sittings of strong determination, we're expected not to change our posture, not to open our eyes, not to move our hands, even if we have pain, even if we have an itch, and this is to build mental resiliency. Before going to Vipassana, this is where I had the most fear, sitting for these long sessions, not being able to move. But actually it wasn't enforced heavily, it really was you against you. You just had to do your best and improve wherever possible. So the first few days we would just focus on our breath in and out through the nose and feel the sensations of the nose. Our goal was to focus for like a minute, but it's crazy how quickly the mind wanders. 10 seconds was difficult to focus.
You are asked to observe your respiration. You observe hardly 2 respiration and gone. This mind is gone somewhere.
This was training us to feel those subtle sensations of our bodies and to build our focus. Then after a few days, we moved on to the actual Vipassana technique, feeling the sensations across the whole body, with the idea of seeing things as they really are. If a sensation is good, we observe it instead of craving more. And if a sensation is bad, we just observe it instead of trying to push it away.
And whenever one generates craving or aversion, one loses the peace of the mind, the harmony of the mind.
Realizing that everything is impermanent. The thoughts will come and they'll go. The pain from sitting will eventually end. The worst for me was the itching sensations. Some of them tested me so bad. It felt like they wanted scratching so badly that they were stabbing me. By the end, I could watch them a little bit more, try not to create an aversion to them, to accept that they're there and they'll go away eventually. Over the course of 10 days, I probably spent 80% of the time daydreaming, thinking about sex, writing songs in my head, performing them on the radio. I was even having conversations with people from my past and sometimes apologizing for my behavior.
You naughty, naughty boy!
With all these people meditating, things coming up for them, there was bound to be some weird things that happened. And the weirdest thing happened to me on night 3. So on night 3, I woke up to my roommate, half in their bed, half in my bed, leaning over me and talking to me. And they had these dreadlocks like hanging over, and then once I opened my eyes, I just saw this shadow of a big spider or the predator or something, and it freaked me out. I sat up as quickly as I could, and I was kind of holding them at arm's length, like trying to figure out what's happening in my head. And then they woke up, were like, sorry, jumped back into their bed, and they were fast asleep. I was lying there for the rest of the night, freaked out. The worst thing was, I couldn't speak to anyone about this for 7 more days. Day 6 was the hardest for me. I was really questioning why I was even there. What was the point? And in my head, everyone I know was judging me, not understanding what I was doing, and thinking I was weird for trying these things. But I told myself before I left that I'm staying until the end. The course even gives people multiple chances to bail before it begins. Because once it does, they want you to stay, they want you to be serious, and they want you to be patient and persevere with the technique. After the course, when I spoke for the first time, the vibrations from my throat made me feel a bit lightheaded, like I drank a strong coffee. But it was wonderful talking to all the people you've known for the last 10 days by their body or their feet, and you've made up these stories about them in your head. And it was cool to see if those stories were true. None of them were accurate. I also asked a lot of them, did you also think about sex the whole time? And they were like, yeah. It seems like a common thing. Anyways, we made it, 10 days complete, and I came out of the whole thing with a strong appreciation for my life and the people in it, and a tiny bit more clarity on my future and where I'm potentially headed, to realize what options I actually have and what is in front of me, instead of creating these ideas of grandeur and these fantasies in my head, to use all the skills and the opportunities I have and just put one foot in front of the other. I was also really grateful for the notes and the messages I had from friends and family. I was honestly expecting to have 0 notifications when I came back, but I was really pleasantly surprised. So if you have curiosity about meditation, trying something new, or changing your perspective, I really recommend Vipassana. The teacher, Goenka, to me seemed like a proper salesman of the technique, and at some points it does feel a little bit culty, but at the end of the day he promotes it really well. The course is run on donations only, and I truly think it benefits people. One of the best things about it is there's no dogma. They're not trying to get you to follow them, think a certain way. They're not trying to keep you there. They don't even email you after you've left to try and keep you coming. You can donate if you want to, but you're not forced. The entire practice is really just a mental training. Just as we train our muscles physically, Vipassana can be used to develop a healthy mind. And the majority of us are always trying to figure out what's going on the outside, what are they up to, curious about the outside world. But when do we ever really explore the inside? It's like how we try to colonize Mars before we've even explored the depths of this planet. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, hit me up, hit the subscribe button, and remember to get outside your comfort zone and to challenge yourself. Lots of love.